And let's hop into the patch notes 11.9 because this is what we're playing on for MSI here. It was 7 days ago, so we haven't been able to hit it. Got the updates from Momcat and Chio Shoju, I guess on the balance team that authored the patch notes. Dom, there is one big one that you definitely wanted to hit. Let's dive right into it. It's in the jungle, as one could imagine.
Well, it's actually in like I think it's actually a 4-role potential flex. In Rumble, I think Rumble is now like actually the strongest champion in the game. That's what I believe. So, like I've played jungle consistently. I mean, I take like maybe like a month break here and there, but I pretty much play solo queue all the time. And Rumble is the strongest jungler in terms of like power that I've felt since season 9 when Karthus became meta. When Karthus became meta, it was like that same type of thing where it's like, wait, what the weaknesses? Like you win every fight, you full clear, you do way too much damage in team fights, you take Drake efficiently. Like there's actually just no downsides to the champion, and Rumble's like that. And it's also just like really flexible. You can play Rumble's like with fasting Senna bot lane. That was something that we saw like EG do a lot in I think it was it last year, 2010, I think, with Zeyzal and Bang. But yeah, I mean, it still has good matchups mid, it has good matchups top. Jungle, it literally has no bad matchups in the jungle, so I think it should be played primarily as a jungler. And I think it's to the point where it's just going to end up permabanned. People have found out that if you take Ultimate Hunter, the Rumble ult is actually like Rumble ult level 11 is literally on like 50-second cooldown with Ultimate Hunter.
Gotcha. LS, what in this patch has kind of caught your eye and something that you're expecting to see out here at MSI?
Yeah, I agree with Dom. Rumble's a 5-way champion if you need him to be. I mean, you can even play him as a regular support. They did that in LCK before. I think it was last year, actually. They just randomly would pick him as a support champion. So, I mean, I think that possibility is open. Do I think it's likely? Probably not. Obviously, Lee Sin mid and Lee Sin top lane, we're probably going to end up seeing that. I mean, I guess he can go into the jungle, but I think it's more likely that we'll just see him mid and top because he's a champion that, because of his base damages, as long as he has levels, he can still one-shot the enemy laner, which is pretty unique. And then I just imagine that people are just going to Sin via that. He'll be like the new Renekton type thingy. Although I think he probably has more upside because of kick. But
isn't it crazy?
I think Lee Sin will be there. Kindred will be there. Huh?
Well, isn't it crazy that like I think that Riot doesn't even know what they're doing with their game? Like I assume that when they buff Lee Sin, they were trying to buff jungle Lee Sin, and when they buffed Rumble, they were trying to buff him so that he was better in like solo lanes, like in his natural role. And then it turns out that Lee Sin is now just a solo laner, and then Rumble is just a jungler. Like I feel like they have no idea what the fuck they're doing in their game. Like they give something a bunch of attack speed. They're like, oh, this is gonna help his dueling potential in like certain matchups. It's like, no, it's gonna make him one-shot fucking camps and make him be like super OP. Same thing, like Lee Sin's cooldowns are just too low. It doesn't actually make his clear like that much faster where he becomes a good jungler. It actually just makes his lane pretty untouchable.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy.
When you shave the seconds off E, I mean, sometimes he gets to a point where he just clears the camp anyway, so the second E doesn't matter. But the second E matters a lot in laning phase when it's such an impactful spell there. So it doesn't make any sense. I completely agree. I mean, there's a lot of other champions that I think are going to be gross. I don't know if MSI teams will realize it, but I'm pretty sure that like Cog Lulu is just not balanced on current patch because of Shurelia's. I think Lulu will probably get picked a lot, mid-top and support, primarily because Cog exists, and then even Lulu and like Varus is really fucking gross because you can speed him up while he's charging, and then with Shurelia's plus Whimsy speed, it's really fucking hard to miss an arrow. So like Varus is there, Jinx, Kog'Maw, like all the hypers. I think Lulu will have high priority. Karma could. I don't think that she will. Kindred, Cog, Lulu, Lee Sin, Rumble. I'm trying to think, like, I guess Zac could maybe get picked. That W change is actually pretty big.
I mean, I think Morgana jungle.
More will be there. Yeah.
Morgana jungle is going to be in the mix. I mean, I think the thing is now that people are going to be looking for 80 champions to play mid. So I would love to see like Rumble Kiana come back. Like I don't know how bad. Like I wonder if some of the lanes can end up being laneable, because like Kiana's the type of champion where if you go down 20 CS in a lane but you get Kiana, it can be worth it a lot of the time. So if you play like a team comp with like a hyper carry bot lane and then you have like Rumble jungle with a Kiana mid, like I feel like you have already a really solid team comp that can be like multi-purpose. Like you pretty much just win every team fight guaranteed. So I wonder if we're going to see that. I mean, we're going to get the AD mids of Lee Sin, Lucian, and Tristana still. And I think the question is going to be like, what else are people going to pick to comp around the fact that like all these AP junglers are strong? Like, I'm not sure about Diana. Diana, I'm kind of like on the edge with. Like, I feel like she needs a lot more farm, whereas Morgana, I feel like fits a lot better into pro play because it's just like one bind, one kill. Really good at like getting picks around Dragon. Really good at providing like peel with Black Shield and stuff like that. So I want to see like if Diana's viable too, but at least like the fact that Morgan and Rumble are gonna be in the meta means that now it's just gonna be about like how many AD solo laners can you fit, and the thing I really like is like since Cog Lulu kind of does mixed damage, it opens up like comps where you can just go AD top, AD mid, AP jungle, and then Cog Lulu, and your comp is like really balanced and strong at pretty much all points.
That opens up a lot more for it. It feels like the game is now open for more playmakers. You could go Talon, Yasuo, Yone, Kane, Kindred.
Yeah, I could see Yone potentially. Yeah,
kind of hopping on in here. Can you, because a lot of people probably ran into this in their games, and just because they didn't quite kind of get the memo yet. Why is Morg working, and how do you play against it? Like how should we expect teams if they let the Morgana through? How do you play against it to slow it down?
I mean, there's like level 1 invades and things like that you can always do. But yeah, I mean, the reason why it's strong is because Riot just massively overbuffed it. Like I feel like so I talked about this before, but I feel like this approach is like really bad for the game. Like, so essentially what it is people thought that jungle was like in Riot's perception, jungle was an underplayed role. A lot of people didn't enjoy playing it. It doesn't actually have to deal with the role itself or like the strength. It just has to deal with like the experience of playing the role. It just still sucks. So the way to try to introduce more players into the jungle is take people that mained like Diana mid and take people that played like Morgana mid or Morgana support or whatever, and just make them like put them in the jungle role, make their champions good in the jungle so that the mains of those champions would play jungle, which is kind of an artificial solution in my opinion to like the actual problem, which is that there's limited communication within the game. People, the jungle has changed so frequently, and this is something that we're going to go into later with like the jungle changes. The problem is the jungle has changed so frequently that unless laners actually are playing jungle on patches, they actually don't know what a jungler is possible to do. It's like why when the full clear meta started, people were so against full clearing. Like after like a while, people started realizing, oh, you have to full clear kind of, and then like 315 like end up at the crab. But for a while, there was like a lot of toxicity in the game around people's perception of like a jungler should be ganking, and then all junglers like realizing, oh wait, we need to actually full clear. So because they keep on changing the jungle, which they're doing again, people that play lanes and don't actually play the jungle don't really know what's possible within the jungle role, and it makes them like delusional about what the capabilities of the role are. And I think that is not being fixed by just introducing new players into the jungle. I think that those players are going to, like the people that, you know, are psychopaths like me are going to keep on fucking playing it. And the people that, you know, just hate being in that situation where like people are like attacking them for no reason, those people are just going to quit the role. So I feel like it doesn't really solve the problem where jungle is consistently changed. People don't know what jungle does. So then they get mad at jungle for not doing what they think jungle should be doing, even though they don't actually know what jungle should be doing.
Yeah, Dom, that's really great and all, but there's sadly no downside to fast-paced jungling anymore. You know, junglers can basically just run the lane 24/7 without actually losing much.
Yeah.
Because they gained advantage through XF ganking and every way outshines the individual advantage of farming. So,
I mean, you say that, but the only reason you believe that is because you're around emotionally vulnerable people that you can groom. So that's all I'm saying.
Oh my God.
Well,
all right, I'm glad you caught on.
Picks, we hit the items. We hit each other here with that last one. Dom 1, LS. You know what would help LS right now? If you all at home have some snake oil or even better, some free primers. That might help.
This man literally doesn't stream for a month straight, comes back within an hour, and he's already like trying to fucking milk you guys of your Twitch primes. That's so insane, actually. Holy fuck.
I just don't know if the button's working anymore, you know?